Is there a Shyam Benegal film that you don't like?
All of them.
What would you say was your biggest flaw as a filmmaker?
The many flaws.
Give me one, please. Please give me one. Have you ever been to Antarctica?
Why would you want to go there?
You used to go to the beaches in Spain?
Not really.
Were you boring, man?
Was it boring?
कुछ लोगों में रस होता है, कुछ लोग थोड़े नीरस होते हैं. तो आपका रस जानना चाह रहा हूँ मैं.
I used to live with the ghosts of the past.
The Prime Minister
Yeah, Prime Minister.
comes unannounced to your festival.
Yeah.
When he was the Prime Minister.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of respect did the man's name command?
I can only see her as a person, not as a person who brought the emergency.
Do you know what Instagram is?
What is it?
Do you know what Big Boss is?
No.
No?
I'm lazy actually.
Who was the better actor, Nasir or Om?
I'm not being diplomatic.
Your favorite country apart from India?
India, I think.
Why did you agree to this?
I don't think I did.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I'm really sorry to have made you late.
No, it's okay. That's fine.
My name is Samdish.
Yeah. Come in.
It's an honor to meet you.
Where you're from, Delhi?
I'm from Delhi. Where are you from?
I'm from Karnataka,
Okay.
but actually from Bangalore.
You grew up in Bangalore? Or
No.
Bangalore?
I grew up in Hyderabad.
Okay.
My parents moved to Hyderabad.
How are you doing these days?
I'm okay.
आजकल आप क्या करते हो?
आजकल तो कुछ यहाँ बैठा रहता हूँ.
और फिर क्या करते हो?
अभी तो एक फिल्म तो बनाई थी मैंने.
हाँ. अभी are you making a film?
No, not at the moment.
Okay.
You see, at my age, the moment
How old are you?
90.
You don't look a day over 70.
So when they all come and say, we would like you to make a film. I said, you have to trust that I will live through it.
आज की डेट में अगर आप टेक्निकल एजुकेशन पाना चाहते हैं ना तो 3 मेन चीज़ें हैं. डेटा साइंस है अपना, मशीन लर्निंग भी अपनी, और तीसरा अपना क्या होता है, ये सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपमेंट. ठीक है, ये 3 चीज़ें आपके लिए बहुत ज़रूरी हैं. और इन तीनों को समझने के लिए, बढ़िया से इनमें एक्सपर्ट बनने के लिए, स्केलर आप तक लाया है एक स्ट्रक्चर्ड करिकुलम, जिसमें आपको इंडस्ट्री एक्सपर्ट्स के साथ 1-on-1 मेंटरशिप भी मिलती है, जिसमें आपको लाइव मास्टर क्लासेस का एक्सेस मिलता है, और साथ ही साथ इंटरव्यू प्रेप सपोर्ट भी मिलता है. अगर आप ये करिकुलम और ये कोर्स उनका करते ही हैं तो आपको साथ ही साथ भाई प्लेसमेंट में भी बहुत सारी मदद मिलती है, क्योंकि स्केलर का जो एलुमनाई नेटवर्क है वो तो वास्ट है ही. उनकी जो टॉप कंपनीज के साथ जो पार्टनरशिप चलती है उसके तो क्या ही कहने. तो अगर स्केलर से आप ये भाई एक्सपर्टीज़ करना चाहते हैं, टेक्निकल एजुकेशन में एकदम टेक्निकल हो जाना चाहते हैं, तो डिस्क्रिप्शन में लिंक है.
Otherwise, you don't take a bet on me.
Are those thoughts coming to you?
Who? Yeah.
I mean,
welcome. Yeah.
Do you think there's something after this?
I never stop.
Okay.
Unless of course nature stops me.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I will not.
No. I'm saying, are you religious in the manner that there might be something after this life?
No.
Are you convinced?
Yeah.
Nothing?
More or less.
Okay.
In that sense, I'm an existentialist.
All right.
If you look at the metaphysical aspect of particularly all religions and Hinduism certainly,
Mm-hmm.
we great believers in cycles.
Yeah. Are you a bad Hindu?
You cannot be a bad Hindu.
All right. How's that?
Because you see, Hinduism accepts everything. Everybody. There's no such thing as a bad Hindu. You're either a Hindu or you're not.
I think that's very well said.
Because you see, it's a state of mind, Because being a Muslim, being a Christian, all these things. See, those are all kind of linear religions. Hinduism is not a linear religion. It accepts everything and rejects everything.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah. In many ways.
Yeah. I don't mean it to create any controversy and stuff like that. You don't need that in life anyway. But getting a Muslim-born actor to play Shivaji.
Yeah.
Right now, people would think 1,000 times about it.
Yeah.
Did you guys even think at all? Was it even a joke?
Not at all. Not in the least. Never thought.
Is that how it should be or not?
Yeah, it should be like that, no?
It should be.
Yeah. If you're in India, you should be.
Yeah.
And why should you think about anybody like that? Because your religion is at home, in your heart. I mean, why do you want?
Correct. And as long as the actor is bloody damn good, which he is.
Because it never struck me. It's only when, like you mentioned it now, when I did Shivaji, they said, do you realize who you got as Shivaji? I said, yeah, who? I said, Naseeruddin Shah.
The best actor in the country, who happens to be a Muslim. Yeah. Oh man, crazy.
Yeah,
crazy. Times were simpler then.
But he did make a very good Shivaji.
He did.
Yeah.
I would say, but I thought Mr. Puri was even a better Aurangzeb.
Oh yeah.
To create an empathetic Aurangzeb.
Yeah.
That even most historians can't do.
Of course.
For me to empathize with Aurangzeb is a big thing.
Yeah.
Have you ever been awestruck meeting someone?
Oh yeah, with different people.
When was the last time it happened?
Last time it happened was with Krishna Menon.
Okay, all right.
He used to be a permanent representative
in the UN.
UN.
Yeah.
That man was really.
How old were you when you met him?
Well, when I was in college.
Okay.
Because he was Krishna Menon was used to take lectures in my college.
Oh, and what college was this?
Nizam College, Hyderabad.
Got it.
Usmania University.
Got it.
So he used to do, you see, the vice chancellor of our university was a very close friend of Krishna Menon.
Okay.
They were both in London together. And then Krishna Menon was somebody, he was a personal friend.
Okay.
So when he was not representing us in the United Nations, he would come and take lectures.
How beautiful, how fantastic.
Yeah, because he was wonderful. I mean, wonderful.
And on what subject were his lectures on?
Actually, mostly political economy.
Okay.
But economics was his thing. But he would also do, political philosophy.
Okay.
Different subjects like that.
All right.
And then he never used to prepare, He used to come and then he preferred a kind of conversational approach rather than lecturing.
Got it.
Although his natural tendency was to lecture. Indians are like that.
Yeah. Are you also like that?
No, I don't think so.
I think the people around you will be able to answer that better. Oh man. Are you watching films these days? Are you watching any content?
Not many. Unless, of course, it's something that somebody recommends.
Are you aware of Instagram and what that is and
Which
how?
one?
Instagram? Do you know what Instagram is?
What is Instagram?
Well, it's a social media application. people, it was originally meant to share photos. And
yeah.
So
Not really.
Not at all. No. But are you? I'm sure you're aware that like every one of us now carries a phone in our pockets, and a phone with a camera in our pockets.
Yeah.
So do you often think about the fact that now we get to document our lives every day?
Yeah.
You know, it's not just a Shyam Benegal who has the power to tell our stories. We tell our own stories. And so do you often think about that and how that shapes a society?
Yeah. It makes us very selfist.
All right. And why do you say that?
Because, you become so self-centered, which I think is not such a good thing. No, you should leave room for wandering,
Sure.
and not become so narcissistic.
Do you see that self-centeredness and narcissism in a lot of young people, or do you not think about that at all?
Now I don't at all.
All right.
Yeah, because I'm much too old for all that.
I'm sure.
But when you're in your 20s and 30s, you are very narcissistic.
Were you?
No. Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah?
Yeah, of course. Like everybody else, I guess.
Were you also arrogant after making like Ankur Nishant? Were you arrogant? As arrogant as I would expect you to be?
As what?
As arrogant as I would expect you to be?
Oh, well, I don't know. I don't know whether I was arrogant.
Okay.
But even if I was hiding it, I guess. But, was aware of myself. I mean, that's something else. It's not being self-centered. Being aware of yourself.
That's true, yes.
Yeah, that's a different thing from being self-centered.
It is. I'm sure it is. Yeah. If there's one thing you wish you knew 50 years before this, what is that?
Now I don't remember any of that, because what happens is when your life goes like that.
Yeah.
So when you're on your
ascend.
Yeah, ascending. At that time, there are lots of things. But when you're towards the end of your life, like me, well, I'm 90 years old, so,
And how's life right now?
Fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't feel that I could have done very much more than what I did. Because, I wanted to be a filmmaker, which I did. I became a filmmaker.
You became an absolute legend of a filmmaker, sure, yes.
No, but meaning, I didn't have things that I had left to do.
Got it. You have nothing in the system that you wanted to say?
At that time, now I don't. I don't have. Because you see, you become, when you, at my age, you become part of the world as it is.
Got it.
Right? I mean, you don't even feel that you need to be critical of a lot of things.
Yeah. Do you remember the house you were growing up in? Do you
course,
remember the house?
Of course.
So if you could describe the house to me.
Yeah. You see, it was a house in a bazaar.
Okay.
It was a cantonment town,
Okay.
And it was, like a sandwiched, houses one after the other.
Yeah.
With common walls between them.
Yeah.
And we used to be in a house which had ground floor, first floor, second floor, one little room on top.
Okay.
And the terrace.
All right.
So it was absolutely marvelous.
And how many of you in this building?
The entire family was 10 children.
10 children?
Yeah.
You have 9 siblings?
Yeah, I was the 6th in the line. Fifth in the line.
Got it.
But they didn't all grow up together. Because my eldest brother was in Calcutta.
Okay.
My uncle
Got it.
Said he would like to, you know.
So you were born in the 30s?
I was born in 30s, yeah.
In what year? You were born in 34?
Yeah.
All right. Do you celebrate your birthdays?
Not anymore.
No. At what point do you stop?
Maybe in 30s.
Oh, in 30s you stopped? Okay.
I mean, then everybody around me got bored. I mean, I would have loved to.
Who were you closer to, your mother or your father?
Well, you know, I think both. But in my case, I think my mother was naturally, like, you know, like, for sons, I think the mothers are closer.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. Fathers tend to be slightly...
distant.
Yeah. Slightly distant and also sort of, you know, more formal.
And what is it that you remember the most about them?
Well, I remember him most because, you know, I mean, he's as a kind of, you know, he kept his distance. You know, there was a certain formality in his relationship.
Okay. You used to call him what?
My.
Huh?
My.
My. Oh, you used to call him My.
Yeah.
And what would you call your mother?
Amma.
Amma. My and Amma.
Yeah.
All right.
See, because you see, my was because, you know, my eldest brother, my father used to be called by some of his friends because, you know, he was a very literate person and sort of, they used to call him Maharaj.
Okay.
And my eldest brother, he couldn't follow Maharaj. So he called him Mai.
Acha.
You know, Mai bolta tha wo. And then it became Mai.
तो आप सबने भी फिर
Everybody called him Mai.
In your young days, were you a drinker? Did you get drunk in like parties?
No.
Never? Come on, let's be honest, Mr. Benegal.
No.
Let's be honest.
No, I did, but not very frequently.
But do you have a drunken story? Like maybe after Ankur's release, you got like sloshed and you said, I'm going to conquer the world.
Well, you know, getting sloshed was not connected with any of that sort of thing.
Got it.
Yeah. I used to enjoy vintage scotch.
Okay.
Yeah. Because, you know, that's something for me, it was until I stopped drinking. Because I stopped drinking about 15, 16 years ago, or 20 years ago.
Got it.
You know, until that time, of course, I used to have a great collection of vintage scotch.
All right.
You know, traveling.
Yeah.
When you went abroad, one always looked for some vintage scotch to buy.
Yeah.
Either that or a good bottle of cognac.
You write?
Of course, I used to write a lot because I used to make films, you know.
No, of course.
Yeah.
You did? I didn't know.
Yeah.
If you could tell me, is there a Shyam Benegal film that you don't like?
All of them.
Why is that?
You know, how can you be satisfied with the work you've done?
No, but you don't have to be unhappy with it. You can still be happy.
Well, yes. I mean, I wouldn't say that.
Because if I may,
it's not that I'm unhappy.
If I may, Mr. Benegal, all of us, got into films because of you.
Yeah.
I certainly got interested in cinema because of you. And a certain Mr. Nihalani. You too got us into films. And so you've made like great stuff, man. So which Shyam Benegal film are you not happy with?
Well, you know, you look at it from a different... You tend to be a little more critical than most people would.
Okay.
You know, because you know the flaws in it.
Of course.
You know what you've done.
Of course.
And you know where you faltered. Where you didn't succeed in doing what you wanted to do. And then you hid it, you know, one way or another.
Yeah.
Because all works are like that, there's some flaw somewhere.
But do you think you did a good job of hiding your flaws throughout your career?
No, maybe not. Because, a lot of films are, I'm not satisfied with any film that I've made.
Not even say, well, Kalyug or like Mandi?
Mandi was fun.
Yeah. But you're not satisfied with Mandi?
Yeah, it was, well, because by that time, of course, it was easy for me to make films. I was struggling to express myself.
Yeah.
But for years, I used to struggle to express myself and used to not quite succeed.
But are you saying these were external struggles, or did you have an internal struggle of
internal struggles
finding your own voice?
Yes. See, you have to find expression. Your ability to find expression to what you wish to say. And the inarticulate feelings that you might have, to articulate them or to learn to articulate them is not the easiest thing.
And how do you find it?
Well, it's always been, sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's difficult.
Do you still have any insecurities, or are you rid of them?
You see, human beings are such imperfect beings.
No, but I'm talking about you.
Yeah.
Are you imperfect? I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
Do you still feel, I don't know, envy, jealousy? Are those feelings still very much there as much as they were at maybe my age in your life?
No.
No?
Not anymore.
All right. So is there a vacuum, or are there other emotions that have taken its...
Well, maybe. I don't know. I never examined that.
Okay.
But the fact is that I don't feel any kind of envy.
No?
Not at all.
You used to feel it in your youth?
Of course.
Yeah. Who was the filmmaker you were the most envious of at that time?
Filmmakers?
Yeah.
Well, of course, in India there was only one, Satyajit Ray.
Not even Ghatak, or like...
Who?
Not even Ritwik Ghatak?
Well, no. Then, of course, the person I used to admire greatly was Satyajit Ray.
Of course.
And then a couple of other people, and my cousin, Guru Dutt, for instance.
Yeah.
I used to not envy him. Not admire him so much as envy him because of his success.
Yeah.
As a filmmaker. I used to be very critical of his work. But the fact was that I used to envy him greatly.
And was that criticism coming out of envy, or were you actually rationally critical?
Well, the fact was that I used to be... I used to admire him because, for reasons of his success, because he was a very successful filmmaker. And also, he had, there used to be aesthetic lapses in his work.
Okay.
But by and large, he had a very restless mind, and he used to try out different things, and often without success. He made some wonderful films like Saib Bi Ghulam and so on.
Yeah.
But he also Kagaz Ke Phool.
It flopped, It flopped hugely.
Complete. Fell on its face.
And what is your opinion about Kagaz Ke Phool? Do you like it or not?
Some parts of it were very interesting because V.K. Murthy, his cameraman, he became my cameraman afterwards.
Okay.
For many years. Yeah.
And so, who were you envious of? In India, you said Guru Dutt. Internationally?
Internationally, there's too many of them.
Like whom? Let's name names.
Ray, of course.
Yeah.
Without question.
Yeah. But like outside India?
Outside of India, well, some of the neorealist filmmakers.
Okay. Did you ever get a chance to like meet like a Fellini or like people?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You
Fellini I never met,
Okay.
but Visconti,
Okay. You've met.
yeah.
Are you a fan of his work? Do you
yeah,
think he was a great
very
filmmaker?
much. Because he had a wonderful imagination.
He did.
Yeah, yeah.
He did. That is true.
And very he had a very playful kind of
Yeah.
mind. Yeah.
Did you ever think of making something as playful as like an 8.5? Like as
Well, I envied that. He had no inhibitions, and he had he made best of his opportunities.
That's true.
Yeah, and also he didn't fear failure. As most filmmakers do. Because they're burdened with the idea that you're spending so much money, and it has to be recovered.
Yeah. Did you ever watch a Yash Chopra film in your youth?
Well, I of course I used to know him well.
Yeah. How was that dynamic?
Well, because his B.R. Chopra
Huh.
and Yash, they had a big film company, as you know.
Yeah.
They used to make features, different. And then once, I think B.R. Chopra said, let me have, some part of my unit is just sitting about,
Sure.
Let them do something. So he brought them into advertising films.
All right.
Yeah, to make advertising films.
All right.
And so Yash was, at that time, he was much younger than B.R.
Of course.
So he used to say, you make those.
All right.
So he would make those advertising films. And then I was in advertising myself.
Of course.
And I often used to use them as my producers.
All right.
Yeah.
Who was the better actor, Naseer or Om?
Well, both of them actually, in their own way. I'm not being diplomatic.
No, I trust you to not be diplomatic.
Because Om had, both of them had their manner of preparing for the role. Each had his own way. Om has used to be, he never, like Naseer, you take him in a film, then he has to be isolated from the rest so that he doesn't lose his
All right.
focus.
All right.
And if he loses focus, he gets very upset.
Okay.
All
right.
And he gets very temperamental and crazy.
All right.
Om was never like that.
Okay.
Om would be like you and me, all of us.
He would chill.
Absolutely. And when we're working, Naseer would be preparing
Yeah. Okay.
to do his scenes and stuff. Om wouldn't be like that. If I'm holding a camera, he'd come help me take the camera.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Recording. Different things like that.
Yeah. Who do you miss the most? Who do you miss working with the most?
Well, both of them in that sense.
No, like apart from them. And any actor that you have worked with, but now you're obviously not making films.
Well, I love commitment in people.
Okay.
If they are committed to the job and focused on it, doesn't matter what they do.
Okay.
But then the moment you tell them that this is what we are doing now, and they must get focused on what they're doing.
Got it.
I prefer to, as a director, I prefer them to be sort of grow into their roles instead of flocking the role on
Sure.
them. Yeah.
Sure. What do you eat for breakfast these days?
Oh, different things, whatever.
Like what? Like what did you eat today?
Well, dosas actually.
All right. Do you like your dosas plain or masala?
No, not like that.
So then,
I'm
how?
different. Well, mine are layered with egg,
All right. And then what else?
cheese.
All right.
Sometimes.
You have cheese at this age?
Yeah.
Mr. Benegal. Bad manners. All right. So you have egg and cheese and then what else?
Well, different things.
Like,
And then you have, when you're talking about masala dosas, those kind of
do
things.
you have a favorite chutney?
Oh, yeah.
Which one? Is it the coconut one or the mint one? Coconut?
Yes.
You have never preferred parathas?
Parathas, I find them a bit heavy.
They are.
Unless, of course, you're doing nothing after that, going to sleep.
That is true.
Yeah.
On like a Sunday afternoon, parathas are the best.
But I prefer, I do eat parathas, but I'm not overly fond of them.
All right.
Yeah.
Have you been a vegetarian or do you eat your meat?
No, I eat everything.
What's been like the fanciest meal you've had ever?
Well, I can't remember any of those.
All right. In recent times?
Well, not here. Because in India, it's never been anything except the usual meats.
Yeah.
Nothing. But outside, say for instance, if I was in Europe, for instance, in Spain, I used to enjoy eating lovely steaks.
Okay. And how do you like your steak? Medium rare?
Underdone.
Underdone. All right.
Not overdone, not
Underdone.
just right, just
Yeah.
show it to the tawa.
Yes. Do you remember the first time you went to Spain?
Oh, yeah. That was many years ago.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Because, Spain was something that one used to want to go for a very long time. And then, of course, once I went there, once I went to Madrid, for instance, I did nothing except go to, because I went during the bullfighting season.
Okay.
April to October. And watched as many bullfights as I could. Because I used to love bullfighting.
All right.
Yeah, because, I'm the different, different kind of moves.
Yeah, it's like a dance.
Yeah. And then, of course, the last one, when you're killing the bull. Yeah. But, there are very, very few. It's all gone now. But 50 years ago,
Sure.
if you were watching a bullfight, the rules now have changed.
Okay.
Because bullfighters don't risk their lives either.
Correct. It's not so thrilling anymore.
No,
You used to go to the beaches in Spain?
not really.
You're not a beach man? No? Why? Isn't it fun?
Bombay is full of beaches.
ये भी ठीक है. And at that time, Bombay also used to be clean?
Well, I'm not too fond of beaches.
Okay.
I'm not. It doesn't excite me a lot. I do go to the sea to swim,
Okay.
but not. It doesn't. It's nothing so thrilling or anything like that.
Can I ask you a question that might be offensive?
Yeah.
Were you a boring man?
Was it boring?
Were you boring in life? Or did you have your share of fun?
Well, I don't know. I can't follow what you're saying.
No,
actually.
did you have your share of fun and thrills and or were you, some people are dry. कुछ लोगों में रस होता है, कुछ लोग थोड़े नीरस होते हैं. तो आपका रस जानना चाह रहा हूँ मैं, if I may, without being offensive.
No. But, for me, of course, it's I don't know. It's very difficult. I never examined any of that.
Okay, cheek.
You know.
All right. No, you do have your own races, which are there. I just wanted to explore the beach part. Beaches are lovely, no? Are you more like a hill man?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm lazy actually.
Now we have the answer.
I love the mountains, but I love to fly over them.
I feel you.
Or even climb them.
Yeah, I feel the same.
Yeah.
If you can get on a plane and land, then why not do that?
Yeah. No, but because you see, one side, I've done that. In fact, we've flown over many of the peaks.
Okay, like which ones?
Name them among the Himalayas. Yeah.
Everest?
Yeah.
K2?
Everest, yes, very. K2 is not in India.
Yeah, of course.
But the others, yes.
It's in the undivided India.
Yeah. But now, post.
Yeah.
You not over them because many of them are not even in India.
Got it.
They're in Ireland.
But you've flown that high.
Yeah. Because Everest, of course, I've gone around Everest and.
Okay. Have you ever been to Antarctica?
No.
Did you ever want to go?
Antarctica.
Did you ever want to go?
I would love to go, but I'm not. Arctic Circle, of course, I have.
Okay, all right.
Into the Arctic Circle. Yeah.
Your favorite cricketer of all time?
What's this?
Cricket? Did you watch cricket?
Oh, yeah. Well, I do watch cricket, yeah.
Okay.
But not very keenly.
Your favorite of all time?
Well, you see, my own time, there used to be several cricketers who were my contemporaries.
Yeah.
But that's all that is now ancient history anyway. So
not as much as you'd like it. I mean, it is relevant still.
Yeah. But when you think of like people like Sunil Gavaskar, Sachin Tendulkar, and all of these people bloody. But before that, there used to be a very attractive cricketer. What is his name now? No, I'm trying to remember the name of this cricketer who used to be very attractive player. Why have I forgotten his name?
It's fine, because you're 90. Oh, man.
I'll remember his name when you leave.
You can call me and tell me. Can you talk to me about your childhood? How much do you remember of it?
Well, some of it I remember, but a lot of it I don't now.
So, but what kind of details do you remember?
Well, different kinds of things, I mean, I remember the people who affected me.
Okay.
Whose impact on me was very great.
Okay.
There was an uncle of mine who had walked all the way from Burma, during the
from Burma
beginning of to India.
Okay.
Walked. And his youngest brother, he was left behind because Rangoon was being bombed. And the Japanese had taken and they were walking into the city, and so a lot of them started to flee, flee the.
Okay, and so he walked.
He walked, to Mandalay and then all the way up. And then, of course, one of them, the youngest brother, he was there. And Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, he had a huge public address in Yangon.
Okay.
And when he came, and he appealed to everybody, Indians, to join the Indian National Army, Ireland. And so he was about 14 or 15. And he said he would like to. So he said, aren't you too young for that? He said, no, but I have to come, And so he joined.
Do you think you got enough recognition from...
I never thought of that.
But if you were to think about it right now, if you don't want to, let's leave it. But do you think you have been as celebrated as you should have been? Your films, not you per se, but your films.
But I think they have been.
Okay.
I mean, there's nothing in that area that I should feel unhappy about.
That's fantastic.
Because, most of the films that I have made, either they've done well, maybe financially they have not all been done well, but then most of them have been recognized.
Yeah.
I can't say that.
That is true.
My work has been unrecognized. It's not true.
Did you never want to make films that propel you into the mass popularity zone,
No, I've made films that I wanted to make.
Okay.
It was never, I've never
All right.
made, never thought of doing something that was, that I wanted to see in the theaters, go for 100 weeks or whatever. But there was a time when I was in this office, next door to this film, the film that I had made, Mandi, many years ago.
Of course.
And that ran for a silver jubilee.
He did?
Yeah. Next door, it's next to me. There used to be.
Yeah.
There's a cinema there.
It was a great film. It's a great film.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I
used to enjoy it, myself. Because they all enjoyed themselves making the film.
I'm sure they did.
Yeah. And then all my favorite actors were there in that film. Everybody was there.
Yeah, even Amrish Puri is there? Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Amrish was there, Om was there, Nasir was there.
Yeah, everyone.
Yeah, Smita was there.
Shabana, everyone.
Everybody.
Man, it must have been a blast. It was shot in Bombay?
No, I shot that in Hyderabad.
Okay.
It's funny, because we were shooting without thinking. Meaning, it was just going on its own.
Okay.
Well, once you started it, it went on because, these are such wonderful actors. And the improvisation and the capability was just wonderful. Because I had planned the schedule of that film for something like 45 days or 44 days.
Okay.
Because I normally shoot continuously without break. And we finished the film in 28 days. Because, everybody was in it. And I said that when the last shot was done, I said, no more. Finished. How terrible.
28 days. That's all it lasted. Oh man, and it gave you silver jubilee.
Yeah.
Wow. That's fantastic. Was that the most amount of fun you had on a set?
Yeah, I guess so, but there were several, most of the films I've enjoyed making. Because, whether it was from Ankur onwards, it's been... the different films had different kinds of character, because
I'm sure.
And I've... see, when you shoot something, and for me certainly, that world becomes the world for that period.
Sure, yeah.
You're not living outside of that. And like that, like say Junoon, for instance.
Yeah.
It was like I was in 1857.
You had to be.
Yeah, because we were making the film. And there was a place, Shahjahan. It was Shahjahanpur or Shahjahanabad, I don't remember. I think it was Shahjahanabad, where we were shooting something. I'd gone to, at that, not that it was my main location. I was there because I wanted the atmosphere of the period.
Yeah.
And this particular kind of hamlet
All right.
of that period.
Got it.
And I'd gone there to look for places like that.
Okay.
Things that were built
Sure.
in 1830s or 1840s and were still standing. And when I went there to that particular place, there was this old woman, and she saw me walking around, and she came and said, "What are you looking for?" I said, "I'm looking for something that was built before 1857. So she said, "You come with me." Old lady. So I went into her rasoi, to the kitchen.
Yeah.
And then behind there, on the wall, she said, "You see those holes in the wall? Those are bullet holes."
Of the what are you saying?
So I said, "My God," immediately into that period.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And that old lady said, this house was attacked by the British at that time.
In a sense, you've always been a part historian.
Yeah.
You've always been this.
Always.
Like, if you look at Bharat Khoj,
Yeah.
How in the world did you have the courage to make it?
Bharat Khoj, because it was based on discovery of India.
Yeah.
And I have a certain kind of fascination for our own history. In some ways in some ways it's like Nehru himself.
It seems like you have a special kind of love for the man. It does seem like that.
Yeah.
Did you ever get a chance to meet? Or like just...
When I was, when I at one of the youth festivals,
Okay.
when he was Prime Minister, and it was sometime in the mid 50s, I think, 1950s.
Yeah.
Because he used to love young people. And he'd come and unannounced.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, he'd come with a couple of
Sure.
people, but he used to move without too much when he used to come. And then he came, and we were sitting there at the youth festival at this lunch place,
All right.
where you would sit on long tables.
Sure.
And he came and said, "May I come and join you?" He joined us.
The Prime Minister
Yeah, Prime Minister.
comes unannounced to your
Yes.
festival.
Yeah.
All right.
But that was his attractiveness was part, was
Yeah.
very much.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that you fell in love with him because of this ability that he had.
And you were certainly in love with the man.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah.
Otherwise, why would I make the discovery of India?
But if you can talk to me more about in your youth, 50s, when he was the Prime Minister.
Yeah.
Like what kind of respect did the man's name command?
Oh, lot.
Yeah.
Lot. Because, he was such an attractive man. Attractive man. Of course, as he grew older, his mind started to wander a lot.
Sure. No, but I'm talking about the 50s. I'm not the 60s.
Yeah.
The 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it like...
Yes.
Was he the superstar?
Absolutely marvelous.
Do you have memories of the emergency?
Yeah.
And what feelings you had back then?
It was a terrible time for us,
Okay.
Yeah. I remember that time. There was what had happened at that time? I mean, there was also a mental block there. Because some of the things that happened then were unpleasant.
Like what? Like what?
Well, you know, because the police used to behave ridiculously.
Even here in Bombay?
Oh, yes. Delhi, Bombay.
And by ridiculously, what do you mean? Would they be rude to you?
I mean, yeah, I mean, if you were to speak loudly about something critically, and then suddenly they would have somebody saying, "You'll have to come with me to the..."
Oh, so it became like a police state, like proper.
Yeah, it did.
Oh.
For a short while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how's that for you? To have seen Nehru, the great man, and to have loved him, and to see what his daughter was doing.
He's doing, yeah.
So, like, how was that? How did the
well,
young
you know,
Indian
the
deal with
funny
that?
part of it is that I did when I made a film on him, I made a film on Nehru himself.
Which is what film?
It was Nehru.
I haven't seen this one.
Yeah, you haven't. It's a 3-hour film.
Okay.
And it was introduced by Indira Gandhi.
I'm sure by then she started believing in democracy.
Because, you know, it was when we were making the film, and I'd asked her, you know, she would introduce the film. So she said, fine, I mean, you know.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and I said, I'd like you to say something about your father. So she did. And, you know, there's something about, because what I think, found most attractive about her father was the fact that he was never there for her, in that sense, at home.
Is what she found the most attractive?
No, was what she
All right.
got from his letters.
Yeah.
You know, because he used to be in jail.
Of course,
he
used to write letters.
Traveling something or the other.
Yeah.
And she used to miss him a lot. You know. And she was very lonely as a child. And then she did mention that, I remember, but she didn't want me to film it. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
But if I may, during the 50s, could you openly disagree and criticize Nehru?
Oh, yeah.
You could.
Yeah.
He was quite liberal.
No problem. It's only emergency, after emergency, yeah.
All right. But before that, you could openly disagree and...
Yeah, it used to be it was a politically speaking.
Yeah.
But there was hardly any... but you see, what used to happen here was that we had a tendency to be very kind of gentlemanly.
Got it, yeah. Of course.
With each other, you know?
Yeah.
No direct attacks.
Yeah. Polite and soft.
Right, yeah. But it was you know, when you think of it, it was a very tough time.
Well, how do you remember Indira?
Because I was making...
No, but how do you, now, when you look back, how should we remember Indira Gandhi? Is what I'm asking you. How?
Well, I can only see her as a person, not as a person who brought emergency.
All right.
I see her as a very human person.
Okay.
I find her very attractive as a person.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you could talk to me more about that.
Yeah. No, because, you know, she had her interests were varied and many.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, there used to be people who said different things about her. And one expression had become very popular, gungi gudiya.
Yeah.
You know, nonsense, you know. But she was a bit shy, actually. You know, some people, being shy, give the impression of being very...
Yeah. And I'm sure that was also men being men. You know, men not liking the fact that she was coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coppola or Scorsese? Coppola
Yeah.
or Scorsese?
So, well, for me, Coppola is
Okay.
the big.
And which
Scorsese,
film?
of
Which
course.
film? Godfather or like Apocalypse Now? Which film?
Well, Godfather series is an outstanding example of it.
Sure.
And Coppola is a very, had a very kind of larger than life, his imagination worked like this.
That is true.
Yeah. Scorsese, of course, is a wonderful filmmaker. Absolutely.
Your favorite Govind Nihalani film?
But there is one. Now, why am I forgetting names?
Akrosh? Akrosh?
Akrosh is a very good film.
Yeah, but not your favorite Nihalani film?
Well, for me too, it is more or less. Yeah. I think, how many did he make?
Well, he's made some. Art Satya he made.
Art Satya.
Art Satya is great.
Yeah,
Art Satya,
that was good.
Yeah, Art Satya is the one.
Yeah.
Art Satya is definitely better than Akrosh.
Yeah.
Om Puri.
Less melodramatic.
Yeah. But quite realistic.
Yeah.
You don't like melodrama?
Not at the cost of credibility.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, even if it is, melodrama is fine, but it shouldn't stick out like a sore thumb.
But if it's done well and if it
Of course,
adds to your...
Of course. Then it would be wonderful. I mean,
Who's your favorite comedian of all time?
well, different kinds of comedians, but most of them are silent period.
Chaplin.
Yeah, of course, Chaplin, of course, and the, what's this other fellow's name? Same period.
Got it. Buster Keaton.
Buster Keaton.
Buster Keaton, yeah.
I mean, but between the two of them, as a mime, Buster Keaton was fantastic.
The first film you saw?
The very first film I saw was a film called Cat People.
Cat People.
It was kind of, it was peopled by strange kind of people. I mean, strange kind of human beings and who turned into cats.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that I saw when I was very young. So
This you saw in the cinema hall?
yeah, because it was something I must have seen when I was about 8 or 9 years of age.
Okay. And it wasn't Indian, I'm guessing.
It wasn't. It was
Some
from
Hollywood,
the West. Hollywood film, yeah.
Okay, Cat People. Did you ever go around and watch it again?
No. I saw it once and I couldn't bear the idea of seeing it again. But
And yet you ended up a filmmaker.
because you see, I was very frightened.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was as a little boy.
Yeah. Was it silent or did it have...
No. It was
a talkie.
talkie. Take
Got it. आपके टाइम में तो टॉकी आ गई थी.
हाँ, तो talkie तो कब के आया?
सही बात है. But were you like enamored by what you were seeing on the screen or not?
Now I don't hardly remember any of that.
All right.
But we used to have a cinema close by, where we used to stay from, because this was a cantonment town,
Yeah.
and there used to be a garrison cinema. That was meant for the garrison.
Yeah.
And the army garrison, and they used to have a change every 2 days. And I used to see films there because I befriended the projectionist. It's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Then you didn't need any money.
Yeah.
See the film. Yeah.
Just be friends with the projectionist.
Yeah.
That's the rule. Do you think as you've aged, you've become cuter? As you've aged, you've maybe become cuter, more adorable? You think? You seem very cute right now. You're very cute. Oh man, no? No? How often do you look at the mirror?
How often do I look at the mirror?
Look at yourself in the mirror.
Look at this.
ये भी ठीक है.
Nothing but a mirror and one wall.
How self-centered of you.
Well, I hardly ever look into it, but the fact is that a whole wall is a mirror.
How old is this office?
This 1977.
So most films, apart from the first 3, I would imagine.
Apart from the first 4.
First 4. So Manthan, Ankur, Nishant and Mandi. Mandi is also...
Mandi is from here.
Okay. Mandi is from here. Mandi was made from here.
Yeah.
What are you saying? And then every film after that.
Yeah.
The first film I saw in the theatre.
Ankur, Nishant, Manthan, and Bhumika, part of Bhumika.
Bhumika.
Part of Bhumika. And then, of course, there was a film called Charandas Chor.
Yeah.
Which is a children's film that I made. Yeah.
That also was not made from here? Or was it made from here?
No, it was made before.
All right.
From Jyoti Studios, which is where my office used to be.
In Jyoti Studios.
Jyoti Studios.
All right.
Then this building came up.
And you took this office?
Yeah.
So you bought this office or was it rented?
Bought it.
How much did you buy it in?
I didn't buy it. You know, my partners, I have 2 partners.
Okay.
And one of them used to be the producer. Ghadekar, his name is Ghadekar. And Kamath was my cameraman. He, Mr. Ghadekar and I, we had a company.
Okay.
Film company, advertising film company.
Got it.
Called Trio.
Got it.
You know?
Trio,
yeah. Because 3 of us were there. Yeah. And we used to make advertising films.
You were the creative head of this? You used to be the creative head of the Trio?
I was the one who used to bring in the business.
Got it. Is that where Alamara was shot?
Which one?
Alamara.
Yeah, that's right.
Is that where Alamara was shot?
That's one.
All right.
Yeah, Jyoti Studios.
Oh, man.
And I was occupying that office. That was my office.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Because Alamara was because, you know, there used to be 3 studios there. Meaning 3 studio floors.
Got it.
And one of them, attached to one of them was an office building and a laboratory. So I used to be there.
So you basically with the history of Indian cinema.
Yeah, absolutely.
You were in the midst of all of that. In the midst of it.
So I was living the history of Indian cinema. Because when I was there, I used to live with the ghosts of the past. You know, anybody who could think of the Hindi film industry first came there.
And from the silent era? It's not
from
even
the silent
from the silent era?
Oh, yeah, silent era.
What would you say is your top 3 Indian films?
Top 3 Indian films? Aurat, I think, was one of them.
Aurat?
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Mehboob.
Yeah.
That and another one would be, I think, because you see, not necessarily the quality of the films.
Sure.
But the subject matter.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they were highly melodramatic and overdone films.
Yeah.
But there was a film called Roti. Yeah. That was another one.
All right. And the third?
Aurat was one, Roti was another, then Sant Tukaram.
Sant, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. Marvelous.
Yeah, it is.
Because I would...
In what it achieved.
Yeah. But the point is, I think there it's really the Vishnupant Pagnis, the chap who played Tukaram.
Yeah.
Wonderful. You know, his Bhavgits were excellent. He used to render them beautifully. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Do you have any favorites from like the recent lot?
Color, I don't recollect any Hindi color films. I can't. When they came. I don't remember. But there was one, Mehboob's film. Mehboob made a film. What was that with Nargis?
Mehboob's film?
Mahbub, yeah.
Mother India.
Mother.
Mother India, yeah. Mother India. Yeah. That was a good
Its earlier version was in black and white called Aurat.
Yeah. I know,
Yeah.
How was being an MP? How was being a parliamentarian? How was that?
Which?
You were an MP. You were a member of parliament.
Yeah, I was an MP, yeah.
How was that?
That was a wonderful time, actually. You get a completely different view of the world. You look at your own country in a very, very different way.
Yeah.
It's a different dimension.
Of course.
And you see it from a very interesting point, vantage point.
Okay.
And you also know the problems and so on. When you're outside, you can only be critical of things.
Correct.
But when you're there, you realize that there's so many problems.
Yeah.
Not so easy. I mean, it's... and then you start to say, yes, of course, why have people behaved like this? Why does the leadership behave like this? Are they just venal or what? And then you suddenly realize that the forces that are playing on you, and the kind of decisions that you have to make, sometimes where you're pushed into making decisions, which you cannot help, and which you cannot explain even.
Correct. But you just have to...
Because, there are things that you can do, things you can't do. But if you can't do, then you go on a fast like Gandhi.
That is true. What would you say is the one thing that makes him Gandhi?
Well, his utter artlessness in that sense.
All right.
Yeah, And at the same time, very shrewd. But there's a kind of honesty, searing honesty about Gandhi.
Your favorite country apart from India?
I never thought of that, actually.
And if you were to think about it right now?
India, I think.
But apart from India?
Yeah, apart from India.
Yeah. Which country did you enjoy the most in?
Well, I enjoy wherever I am or whichever country I go to. But, if people think that I'm not, Europe is not some of my favorite parts of the world.
Not Europe?
No.
Latin America?
Yeah, America, yes, to some extent. But in America, I would think that mostly, I would think of New York.
Sure.
On one side, and the other side would be...
Los Angeles.
Not Los Angeles.
San Francisco.
San Francisco.
All right. Do you know what Big Boss is?
No.
No? Reality show where people are kept inside a house? No?
No. Oh, that one, yeah. Yeah, but
it's not worth your time.
Nothing.
It's not worth your time.
I don't find it attractive or interesting in any serious way.
You don't like voyeuristic content, Mr. Benegal?
No.
No? You're not a voyeur yourself? You're not voyeuristic? Are you at least enjoying this process, or are you like, why is this kid asking me questions?
Yeah.
How do you want to be remembered?
Never thought of that.
But if we were to think about it right now?
I particularly think of myself in those terms at all.
You don't care about legacy?
No.
So then why do so much work? Why create films that young people like me get inspired from? Why do it at all?
Well, I mean, there's a kind of existential nature to all of this, I mean, it's all very futile to think like that, quite frankly. As you grow older, you realize that what's all this, I mean, what are you doing, creating monuments to yourself or what?
So then would you have spent your energy elsewhere?
I don't know. Because, You know, I mean, the more one lives, the less one knows.
Is that true? Is that what you
I
believe
think
in?
so. I personally think.
Are you not clearer in your thought processes?
Well, I'm being clear is what? I mean, it's not like doing an equation, no?
Correct.
Yeah, so
are you saying clarity leads you to knowing that you can't know anything ultimately?
no, you can. You keep doing it.
Okay.
But this is kind of, you know, you don't, whatever you do, you don't think about it afterwards, you know.
You just do it and move on.
Yeah, move on. But life's like that. Otherwise, you're stuck in one place.
That's true.
Mentally also, you're stuck in one place.
What would you say was your biggest flaw as a filmmaker?
Oh, the many flaws.
Give me one, please. Please give me one.
Well, you see, there are certain, I don't know, you know, you're suddenly faced with a problem and you find that you can't solve it.
Okay.
So you go around it.
I would say that's a strength.
Yeah.
That's hardly a flaw.
Well, that's the way water finds its way.
Yeah.
You know, like.
So you were always fluid like that? That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. My last question. You said after independence, Nehru's time, there was lots of hope for India. Where do you see India right now? Do you see hope for it? For her?
Well, you know, but we in fact, a lot of people may be very critical about our country, but I have a feeling that we've done a great deal. We have.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Benegal.
Not at all.
Thank you for your time.
Not at all.
What I usually do is I make my guests look into this camera and express how their experience has been.
Yeah.
If you want to do it, you can. If you don't want to, I will not push you. Thank you for being generous with your time. My last question though, why did you agree to this?
Why did I agree to it? I don't think I did.
Who agreed?
I don't know. I just saw these folks come in this morning.
What?
I don't know.
Did you not know about this dog?
No. I just said there's some. So then I looked at my diary and I said there's somebody called, what's his name? Roshan or somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I said, somebody is at 11 o'clock coming here. And that's it. I didn't know who he had, what.
You did not know that you had agreed to an on-camera interview? You had no clue? Oh man, thank God you did not know, because had you known, you would not have agreed.
No, because you see, I'm quite used to people coming with cameras and sitting there.
Yeah, sure.
For something, for some bites, this, that, that.
Oh man.
So I didn't know that what was written there, the diary was connected to this.
Oh, you did not know. Man.
Not the foggiest idea.
You know, before this, I've interviewed your leading man from Suraj Ka Satwa Ghoda.
Yeah.
Rajit, I've interviewed.
Yeah.
I've interviewed Divya Datta, who you have worked with.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this was a dream. This is what I do usually. I interview filmmakers, politicians. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for not agreeing to it. Thank you, Mr. Benegal. It's been a pleasure. Thank you. We have a YouTube channel. It's going to be up on YouTube.
I've never looked at YouTube.
No?
Never ever.
Maybe someday you should. Because a lot of your films are available there.
Yeah, that I know. Everybody tells me that.
Yeah.
Well, how does one do it?
Okay. I'll just show you. So you have a phone like this? You have a smartphone, right?
Yeah.
You just go to YouTube and then there's a magnification glass here. You press on it and then you search for whatever you want.
Right.
So
how do I do it here?
Yeah, just open your phone. Mr. Benegal, यहाँ पे लिखा है Google. So YouTube is owned by Google. Okay, so you open this. There's YouTube. Yeah, you open YouTube. Then there's this magnification glass. I mean, and YouTube is automatically suggesting you some videos. Okay, if you want to watch these, These are usually cat videos and stuff like that. Okay. But is there anything specific you want to search for? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good. Now I know something.
Yeah. So now,
About my telephone.
if I type here my channel's name,
See, because otherwise I use my telephone only to telephone.
that's how it used to be in your time. But now humans have moved on. Humans are moving on. Do you know what ChatGPT does? Do you know what artificial intelligence is making us do?
Yeah.
You got to see the virtual reality video games, Mr. Benegal.
Yeah.
We put on glasses, then we enter a world.
Yeah.
Then you're not interacting with this physical world.
Yeah.
Here, sir, I'll lock it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Not at all.
Thank you. This was like the best thing I've ever done in my life.
Yeah.
Show you how to operate YouTube.